Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today I want to go over the most complex guitar song of the 60s. This song has no words and is filled to the brim with amazing guitar riffs, chords, sections, and beautiful phrases. So we're going to take a tour through this. It's Classical Gas by Mason Williams. We have this beautiful opening riff here. Right? That's just a gorgeous A minor riff. Starts with a trill. And then he comes back to sort of the full A minor chord shape here. So it's like trill and then A minor. If you slow it down, it's really cool. Sounds kind of Baroque-ish, right? It's a sort of an ode to the classical genre. And then we want to go to a G major chord here. Walk down to an E minor, right? Now he wants to get back to A minor, so we do an E minor riff. Back to A minor. Then the second time he spices it up with a cool little hammer-on trick here on the E minor. So right, he's gonna go hammer on as he's playing the other notes. Very cool effect. So there's 4 phrases of that. Here's the 4th phrase. Now it starts rising. Okay, so let's break that down. So it's like G, A minor, G over B, now C, A minor, now E minor to F. Okay, so in tempo would be okay. Now the second time he's going to keep rising, and we're going to see this beautiful ascension and almost crescendo, right, of notes going up. Section. So what's going on there? We go from A minor, G, A minor, G over B. Now he's going to start rising even quicker. C, F, D7, G, E7, A minor. Okay, so that's right. It's beautiful. That's using the top note, the top string, I should say, as the driving force behind that. Our ear wants to keep hearing this rising note, rising melody. Yeah. Almost there. Finally, we reach our climax here. So that's going to be the next section, right? We're still in A minor, but instead of down here in the open A minor chord, we're all the way up here. Right, and then with the D as well. So it's okay. So let's break that down. So we have an A minor to a D7, right? A minor 7 to a D7, kind of a jazzy. Almost like A minor Dorian kind of progression here. And the melody is ba-da-da-da-da-da, very syncopated, meaning on the upbeats. And then he has some ways of filling the beats here. If we go da-do-da-da, and the second time, right, kind of weaving back up. Third time, we finish it with a resolution to G. Then it only stays there for literally a split second when he goes. Right? So what's going on there? G, bass chord on a C, bass chord on an F and B flat. That's called the circle of fourths. You may have heard the circle of fifths, so you can think of it as the circle of fifths backwards. G, C, F, B flat, and then back to F. It's kind of an F6 over A, to be honest here, but it has a Spanish sound. Arpeggio. All right, now goes into a whole other section. Right, so that's more of like orchestral sounding thing. We have the horns showing up in the original hit. C sharp major. E major, A major to E major. Now the cycle, finally ending on F, weaving back into the A minor. Now when we do the A minor, he does this part here. He goes. And then we go to C major, all right? So what's going on there? He's sort of killing time, almost building up to the C major, which is the relative major, right? I did say it's the most complex guitar song of the 60s. So here we have the opening riff, but instead of continuing with the G and E minor like we did before, we're just going to stay here. And he's doing some fiery sort of Spanish style arpeggios here. Second time, goes down. Third time, builds up. Now he's going to do some thirds here. Now build up to the C. Now let me just play this part, we'll talk about it. It's very tricky. Back into the riff. So what's happening there? Just absolutely gorgeous guitar part here. So we have right, a C to a G7 over B. So a C, walking down bass line, just a fret to the B note here, which is now a G7 over B, while the melody is very active. Yada ba 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 da 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 da. Again, classical overtones, of course, right? Now he's going to keep that melodic theme going while the bass continues to go down to A minor. Same melody, this time a straight G, not a G over B, but a real G here with the G bass. So C, G over B, A minor, G. And that G is really a 7, G7. Now he goes back down. But this time, let's see if I can do it again. So at this time it's right here. Into this. So what's happening there? He's speeding up the chord ascension even quicker. It was already really quick, but now he's just going to allow only a beat. So he's going to be right. So it's like A minor G, A minor B over B, C, F, D7 G, D7 da da back into this section. So nothing is ever repeating just the same way, right? We're changing it. Now, after we do this section, right? He's going to end with a very Spanish style rake, right? A beautiful sort of flamenco-esque rake. That takes us back into a little drum fill and then back into the main section that this time is just the straight main section. Okay? Here we go. Only 2 phrases this time. So the second time actually it's immediately building up. This time he anticipates the chords. And then he ends the song. It's only a 3-minute long song, filled with complexity. I'm going to do a separate video where I actually play it a little more cleanly and accurately and teach it note for note in a very slow manner. Just want to go over the most complex guitar song of the 1960s. This was originally written as a piece by Mason Williams intended for the Smothers Brothers comedy hour, and it just turned into a massive hit. I'd say it's very good for your fingerstyle skills. So I'm going to be teaching this in a different lesson, but there'll be a full tab of this in the Patreon very soon. And yeah, go ahead and give it a shot if you can, and enjoy. We'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks. Bye.